You're watching Forget Being Cool.
Let me tell you something, Dave. Kirby can blow as well as suck. He's the man.
He's been holding that one, guys. He's been holding onto that one for a long time.
It's time for the button discussion.
Dude, okay, so I have a love-hate relationship with Kirby in general, right?
Okay, hold on. How can you not love Kirby in all ways, shapes and forms and blocks and balls and art styles?
Oh, so I love the character. I love the concept. But in most Kirby games, I find myself getting bored.
Oh, see, I'm so bad at games, I never get bored in Kirby.
And that's the thing, right? So there's been a lot of Kirby games, and any new Kirby game that comes out, I'll own. It's the same thing as like a Yoshi game. There's been a number of Yoshi games, and every new Yoshi game that's going to be coming out, I will buy because I want to have it because it's such an important Nintendo franchise. Whether or not it's one of their bigger ones or whatever else, I feel it's an important one.
This is how Nintendo has us in their back pockets, John.
Exactly. But like, Kirby games are made for kids, right? Like, they're not super difficult. The concept is not that difficult. They're colorful and playful, and like they are a Nintendo-ass Nintendo game.
You know what strikes me the most about Kirby's Adventure for the NES?
What's that?
It's how beautiful it looks today. For
today's
standards, like it doesn't even look like an NES game. Like it looks, like a 16-bit, like Super Nintendo game. Honestly, it's gorgeous. It's fun. It is the most colorful game I've ever seen on the system. Like if you really want to get into it, there's not a lot of just like here's a black background, deal with it, ba-na-na-na-na-na. Like it's like here's like trees in a forest, and you're jumping around and you're floating, and there's a lot more control. It seems like, even though I'm still using 2 buttons and a D-pad. I love this game. I don't get bored, but it's probably, it's not challenging. It's not hard. It's not hard to go from door to door to door or whatever. Like, it doesn't blow my mind, but part of that is the enjoyment for me. It's not trying to challenge me to extend the length of time I'll play the game. It's trying to have me play the game and enjoy the time I have with it.
No, I agree. I don't know. The issue I have is that you're just kind of going along and you're doing the same thing. And after a while, you're just like, I want a little bit more of a challenge. Now, during that time that you're going along, it's a lot of fun. Like, I love floating up in the air with Kirby. I love, eating I'm trying to say this in a way that doesn't sound sexual in some form, but like eating these enemies and taking on their powers. Like there's something really cool about that. Like when you get a sword, or when you get like the little fire thing or the laser, and I might be mixing up like what powers are in the original compared to some of the newer ones.
No.
I love this.
You get like a weird fire sword. You get like a weird laser dot sword thing. Some of it I'm not even entirely sure what it is. Like that's where the graphics and the time of the era of the game shows that Stripes were like, he's got fire, he's shooting fire, but I'm not really sure if that's like what that is, like 100%.
Yeah, and I mean, I gotta give it to him. Like the bosses are kind of cool. Like I think one of them, I believe it's in the first one, like the big tree that drops the apples, and you have to like suck in the apples and shoot it back at it.
Yes.
I do really like that.
Yeah, it's creative, it's unique. It actually feels different than a lot of these platformers. There's not a lot of places like to fall and die, which is different. Like, we talked about this with the Mario episode. Like, is this really a platformer? Like,
it's not. Like, and I don't know that it would even be called a platformer.
Like, is it a 2D side-scrolling adventure? Like,
I'd go with that.
Is that like what we wanted to find this as? But John, I would say that I'm challenged with games. I would say that.
I would also say that.
I would say that based on the gameplay footage that people have seen of me playing games on this channel, like they know that I'm clearly not very good at it. So Kirby's Adventure on the NES, I don't know, and it's one of those games that I had when I was a kid and got the NES from my cousin. Like, I was able to play this at age 7. You know, I was able to understand it enough to not put it in and be completely turned off by it.
And that's, I think, something that's very important with this game. And the other thing that kind of goes along with that is like, so my wife doesn't play a whole lot of video games or whatever else, but that's a game that she's always enjoyed. Like, she's always enjoyed the Kirby games. Maybe not Planet Robobot, although Planet Robobot was a really cool game. But like all the more basic Kirby games, my wife has really enjoyed. She's always happy to play them. Whatever else. Like, there's been a few times since we got the NES Classic Edition that she's been like, I want to play Kirby. And I'm just like, oh, it's pretty awesome. So I think it reaches out to the younger. It reaches out to those that aren't gamers necessarily. But then also because of I don't want to say the importance of it, because I don't know if that's really the word for it, but because of how Nintendo it is, it's also going to reach out to just the hardcore Nintendo fans.
It's a significant franchise. It's important in Nintendo's history enough that the hardest of hardcore gamers feel that this is a necessary title to play.
I would be curious to how well it sells compared to a number of things.
I would be too. I'm glad that it's included on the NES Classic. It's one of those.
Oh no, I think it had to be.
It had to be, but it Kirby has always still felt like one of their second or even third tier franchises. Like maybe like we put
definitely.
we put Metroid at like fourth tier because they don't care about it clearly at all.
Oh man,
they clearly don't understand that Metroid is hype for the US, but whatever.
I cannot wait until we talk about Metroid.
Anyway, I mean, I seriously think that's the extent of Kirby. Like, it is a side-scrolling adventure. It's not difficult. It's fun. It's cute. It's the most colorful NES game I've played so far.
Yeah, no, it's a great. It really is a great game. Like, I don't think you can rate it as high as some other games because it is kind of more for a younger audience, and it is kind of a little bit easy, and because of that, like, a bigger gamer is going to get a little bit tired of it. But it is super quality. It is absolutely beautiful and fun and whatever. So I don't know. It's important. It's a good game.
It holds up. Play it on the NES Classic. That's where to play it. I always want to make that clear.
It is a place to play it. Yeah.
It is the place to play it unless you're playing Kirby Land on the Game Boy, which is basically the same game.
Yeah, I can't imagine it would look as good on the Game Boy.
No, it doesn't. It's just green and black.
Oh,
anyway.
Black and green Kirby.
Don't be hating on Kirby. He comes in all sorts of colors. He's a very colorful character, John.
Dave, I don't see color.
Oh, do you? Guys, I give Kirby's Adventure like a good solid like 75, 78% on my scale of percentage. That makes it like a solid, B, because it's just it may not appeal to everybody, but I think it is a game worth playing. John, you want to give it some weird scale?
I give it I give it 2 smiley faces and an eyes down look.
Always keep your eyes up, John. My eyes are up here. We'll see you guys next time for another NES game here on the Button Discussion. Hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and subscribe.
For more great discussions, hit that subscribe button or visit forgetbeingcool.com.